So suppose we have data in MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL, or we have data in API, or we have data in Salesforce or other CRM system. Okay. Now we want to move that data into target location. That can be maybe S3 bucket or Redshift or Snowflake. We want to pull the data from here and put that data into our target location. Okay. Now in that case, we can use AWS Glue as a ETL machine. Okay. Which will help us to pull the data from different sources and put the data into our target location. That can be anything. We can pull the data from S3 and put that data in another bucket in S3 also. Okay. We can pull the data from Redshift also and put the data into S3 also. We can pull the data from Snowflake and S3. We can put that into S3, or we can pull the data from S3 and put that into Snowflake. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
In between, we can do lots of transformation, whatever is applicable, and then also we can load. I mean, in between here, while extracting, I mean, ETL, we all know, right? Extract, transform, then load. And we can do ELT also. Directly we can load without doing any transformation. Okay. Yeah. So as per our use case, we can do this. There is two type of language or engine, we will say. Okay. This is a
Okay.
machine has engine, right? So there's two engines we can use in this case. One is Python, another is PySpark. Okay.
Okay.
While using Python, it will work using a single node. Okay. And there is some limitation of nodes. Okay. It will not have any features of Spark or PySpark. Okay. If we are using Python. Now, if we are using PySpark as the engine, we'll have the options to work with all the features which is available and we have learned, right, from last 1 2 week about Spark. Those features will be available here, which is that in memory processing, distributed processing, parallel processing, and many more. So those features will be available if we are using PySpark with Glue, AWS Glue. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. Now, what is AWS Glue? AWS Glue is a serverless data integration services. It helps discover, prepare, and combine data for analytics, email, and app development. Supports ETL jobs using Spark or Python under the hood. So these things we have discussed, right? Just before coming into this slide. Serverless we have discussed. It helps us to prepare the data we have discussed and do the ETL process we have discussed. It helps us with, I mean, it has two engines as we have discussed, Spark or Python, whichever we want, we can use. Okay. If we are using Spark, we'll get all the features available in Spark and we can use this here. Key features of AWS Glue. It is serverless, no need to manage infrastructure by us. Built-in data catalog. Data catalog, if layman term, it is just a catalog. You can consider you have products. Suppose you are running a shop, okay, you have products and you must have a catalog also. What product you have, the details of the products, right? I mean the metadata. So it is just like that. So let me show you in the screen itself. Okay, so we have AWS. Okay, here we have data catalog. Okay, here it is written as table. Why? In this catalog we will create database. Suppose if anyone know how lake house work, okay, they must know that suppose our data is available in S3 bucket and that is available in S3 bucket as object. That's in file. That can be different type of file like CSV packet, Avro, CRC, okay, whatever. So different type of file type are there. So it's sitting in S3 bucket as an object or file. Now we don't want to create a table directly, but still we want a table. How we will do that? In this we have thing data catalog here. In this we have databases, tables. Okay, we want to stay our data where it is there right now. Okay, how it is there in s3 aws s3. We don't want to move our data to anywhere. We just want to read the metadata and create a metadata table here in the catalog. Okay, using it will be like a table. Okay, we can pull the data using this table. Okay, like we do, suppose we are using athena along with it. Athena is basically a query tool. So athena help us to write query. If you have used any rdbms or oltp or olap system, you know how to write a query in sql. So athena help us to write query using SQL, and we can attach, I mean, use this database and table there, okay, to retrieve the data. I mean, we can write select star from this table, okay. So just to check the data or something like that. So we can create a data catalog, okay, that is very beneficially, okay. Okay. So
Okay.
suppose your data is in S3 bucket, okay. Now you
Okay.
will create here crawler, okay.
Okay.
Crawler help us to crawl the metadata or schema or data type from
Okay.
that particular file. Okay, we have to create a crawler here. We have to provide the properties like name. We have to create a caller, so we have to provide the caller name. Okay, then
Okay.
if you suppose we will must give a valuable name. Okay, I mean,
Okay, Ganesh.
not like anything. So here we have to provide the data source. Suppose we want to read the data from s3 bucket. Okay, we our
Okay.
file is sitting there in the s3 bucket. So
Okay.
here data source configuration, we are saying not yet, it is not yet configured. Okay,
Yes,
so
Ganesh.
here we have to add data source. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
then here we have, if we select yes, then we have to select here, I mean, from where. Okay, here configuration security, we have to provide the IAM role. You guys must read about, I mean, at least you should have idea about IAM role. Okay, what
Yes,
is
Ganesh.
IAM in AWS?
Identity
Okay.
access management.
Hmm. Identity and access management. Okay, then you will schedule here output and scheduling. Output will be generally in the database. Okay, you will select a database name. Okay, you will
Okay, Ganesh.
create here a database. So whatever metadata you have captured, that you will be seeing here as a database format, and here you, if you click, you will see that as table format. Okay, I mean,
Okay.
table names you will get here, but if you want to pull the data and check the data, you have to use athena along with it. Okay,
Okay.
again, athena is a query writing tool. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so job scheduler, we have scheduler here available, which can help us to schedule a job. Here we have trigger. Okay, using trigger we can add trigger when we want to uh, perform our, I mean, run our ETL job. Okay, so basic things I'm just giving you idea about glue. Okay, and we'll come to ETL job at last. So here you have to provide the trigger name. Here you have to provide the description what it is doing. Here on demand means whenever you want to run it, I mean, you have to click on run, it will run. Okay. Schedule. Schedule means, if you know cron time. Okay, cron time is the timer system. Okay, there you can schedule a time as per day, month, week, whenever you want to plan. Let me give you example here. Today I'm just giving you overview of this cron time. You should have all this idea. Just go ahead and check by yourself, do by yourself, try by yourself. Here I'm giving you an example how cron time work. See, this is the cron time format. Okay, So if you give 5 here, that's mean minute. Here it is written minute. This 4 represent the hour of the day. Okay, use 24-hour format. Okay, if I want to do it at night 10 p.m., then I'll give 22. Okay, this hour and this minute. I suppose want to do run this on 30 minute. That's mean 10:30. This clone time schedule. Okay, and third one represent the day of the month. Suppose I don't want to run it all the day in the month. I only want to run it on the fifth day of the month. Okay, then month. I don't want to run it all the day, all the month in a year. I want to run maybe second month. Okay, now you can see here 10:30 on day of 5th in February. Okay, so it will run only on February. Okay, it is a day in week. Okay, suppose I am not running it based on the day of the month. I want to run it based day based on, I mean, week. Okay, the second day of every week. Okay, second day here considered as Tuesday. Okay, so you can see February in February month, because I have provided second month here. If I just put it start, that's mean every month. Okay, Tuesday at 10:30 it will run. So I just help you understand what is how cron tab work. Okay, here while providing the trigger, if I schedule this, and if I am doing it here, the frequency I can select here. Okay, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or custom using cron. So here you can see what we are doing here. Hmm. I mean, honestly speaking, whenever we need to do something with cron time, we just open cron tab guru in separate tab, and we check here how the we don't try to remember this. Okay, when while doing you will get the idea. I mean, suppose you got the idea. If what we have to do, if I want to run it 10:30, right, then I will put here 10:30. Then day of the month, I want to run every day. Okay, and every month I want to run it. Then we have I want to do it on Tuesday. Okay, so something like that. So how it's work for glue, you have to little bit do research on that part. Okay, or otherwise here from here, if you want to run it weekly, you can just check it here that I want to run it every Tuesday. Okay, so yeah, that's one another point. And another way to schedule every job. Suppose you have a ETL task. Okay, suppose you are pulling a data and loading the data into S3 bucket. Okay, you have a job for that. Now you have another job. Based on that data, there is a column called some ID. Okay, based on that you want to do some API call. Okay, now you have created two separate job, but second job is dependent on the first job. Okay, first job, how it is dependent, you will get the data into our target location, then only you will get that ID column, and based on that ID column you have to do API calls. So two jobs got created. First ETL job, when it will finish, then the second job will automatically get trigger. Okay, that's called event based. Okay, job event or caller based, whatever. Fire the trigger when job or caller even match your watch list. Okay, so you have to specify here, I mean, when you want to run this. So suppose you want to run the second job when your job is successful. Okay, so add a watch resource here. You can provide if there is any ETL job which you want to check. You have to select the name from here and choose the status. Suppose you want to run the job based on success status. If the first job success, then you will run the second job. So we can check different status. If success, this job will run. If failed, another job we can set to run, right? So based on that it can work. So yeah, Support Spark. This is also a very good feature, as we have already discussed. Here we can use two type of language or engine. We can say one is Python engine, another is Spark or PySpark engine. Okay. So why I am especially mentioning PySpark, because we use here PySpark. Okay. I did not saw any other options till now, other than PySpark to use it Glue. But yes, if you are using EMR or something like that, there you can use different type of language like Java, R, Scala, Python. Okay. Okay, it can integrate with too many services that is available for now. Example is S3, Redshift, RDS, Athena. But in before previous section, I told you that uh, I can connect with RDBMS to pull the data. MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL, whatever is there. We can connect with APIs also. We can connect with Salesforce, other CRM. Okay, let's move to next page. So component of AWS Glue, as we have discussed, there is data catalog available, right? Stores metadata about your data sources. Okay. It whatever your sources, it take the metadata, schema, data type, and prepare a kind of table. Okay. And using that table name, you can query the data or use the data. Okay. You don't have to move your data where it is. Suppose your data is in S3 bucket, you don't have to move your data. You can create using that table from its location only, the table you need in the data catalog. Okay. Crawler, what crawler do? Scan data and populate the data catalog. Suppose your data is in S3, it will, you have to create a crawler and provide the location of that particular path. That can be different type of file, for example CSV and Parquet. Okay. It will go there, it will check that, honestly check that, and it will crawl the data. Crawl means it will just crawl the data and check the data and get all the details regarding that file. Okay, like metadata, schema, data type, different thing. Okay. And it will save it as table in the data catalog. Okay. Now the jobs. What is jobs? Okay, yes, here. So here our main thing, ETL jobs. Okay. ETL jobs is the main job which we need to create. Okay, that's the basic purpose of AWS Glue. We can create a job. Job is referring to, suppose you want to prepare some ETL. Okay. And you want to load some data to one location to another location, or like that, some task or some transformation you want to add. Okay. So there is basically two ways which I use, basically preferably. If I am good with language or scripting, I'll go here, script. If I want to use Spark, then Spark. If I want to use Python shell, then Python shell. I can choose from here. Okay. Spark or Python shell. I don't know how to use Ray, so I'll not go deep into that, but I never saw anyone to use that Ray, honestly speaking. Okay. So suppose you have already written your script, so upload your script here. Okay. Suppose your script is in S3 bucket or any other location, just click here. And if you don't have the script, you will just click on start fresh. Okay. And click on here, create script. Okay. So here you have to provide the script. I mean, you have to create the script. Okay. Here. Okay. Then after, suppose this is my script. Okay. For example. Okay. This my script, I put it here, then I'll go here, and here I'll provide a name. Okay. Suppose ABC is my name. Okay. Here the job got created with this name. Okay. Thus it, whatever name we'll prepare, put it here, that will be our script. And the job name, ETL pipeline name, will be the same. Okay. When you will check later, you will see this. I mean, this name will refer to this pipeline only. Okay. Then after providing name, here we have to select a IAM role. Okay. You will always have a IAM role to use here. Suppose this is my IAM role, I'm selecting here. Okay. uh, so you don't have to create the IAM role. Basically there must be a team which will be responsible to provide you the IAM role as per your requirement and the approvals. Okay. Here we already selected the Spark. Okay. While creating this script, I mean, before coming here, we select, there was two options, Python or Spark. We selected Spark. So here, Spark latest version, always keep it latest. For now, Python 3. And this is a very important thing, guys. Okay. So here, we will not specify any resources because we already discussed this. AWS Glue is a serverless. Okay. But what type of resources, I mean, we can put some restriction. Okay. I mean, suppose we are not specifying anything and it is using as per whatever it want, then our bill will extend to unlimited, right? So we can put some restriction. So like I am putting here the note, here we call it DPUs. Okay. And DPUs, you can refer it to the worker nodes or the executors. Here it is like that executor. So we are mentioning here the worker types. Okay. How much powerful worker we need to specify this. Basically we use this one, G1X. Okay, which has 4 CPU cores and 16 GB RAM in each. Okay. Here we need to mention the maximum number of executor we want to use. Here if we are using Spark, we can mention here 2, that is minimum, and around 40, that is maximum or something. Okay. I don't know the maximum number till now. Just do a research, that will not take. But remember, guys, use 2 until for now, until anyone asking you to use more than this. Okay, use 2. Remember this point. Otherwise, cost will increase. So, job bookmark, you don't need to learn. I mean, you need to learn it, but try to learn it by yourself. What job bookmark do in AWS Glue? This will be the question you will search in internet. Okay, this is the topic you have to research. So number of retries, you can put here 2 or 10, but basically you will do 0. Okay. So this number of retries, how many retry you want to do if it is failing. Job timeout, here you will put the time. I mean, suppose your job is running 1 hour, but it's not supposed to. You are expecting this to get complete within 10 minutes. Okay. Suppose it will get complete within 5 minutes, but you are providing extended time till 10 minutes. Okay. If more than this time it is running, that means there is some connection issue or there is some issue. Okay. So put it here 10 minutes. If you are expecting your job will run for 60 minutes, okay, put it 60 minutes, but be careful. Okay. I mean, you have to think like that way. You have to think in your mind that how long this job can take, and according to that you will have to set here the timer. If you are putting here 60 minutes and your job is taking 70 minutes, then your job will get failed. Okay, due to timeout issue, it will give you timeout issue. Okay. So yes, and then advanced property, it is the path where you will put the path of your script. Okay, where in the S3 bucket you have put it your script, that path you have to mention here. Here we have to give a log location, check other jobs which is there already. Okay, before putting here anything, and don't just it is there and you are going ahead and creating it. No, don't do that. Create check with someone senior. Okay. Or maybe you can check previous job which location it is being used, and decide if that should be put it here or not. Okay, according to that. uh, First few time you will get some headache, but while doing it after 2 3 times you will not get any headache anymore. So connection, here we have option for connection. So connection is basically we don't always work with S3 bucket or something like that. Sometimes we work with different sources, like that can be MySQL, Oracle SQL. Okay. or Redshift or Snowflake. So that time before proceeding to create a job, we have to create a connection. Okay, and that connection name we have to select here. Okay, to pull the data other sources than Glue or S3. Okay, we have to create a connection. Here we have to mention the path of Python libraries and dependent jars. Okay. Here we have can provide the parameters. We'll learn this eventually. Okay, while working on it. Then what we'll do, we'll just save the job by clicking here. Okay, and then we'll get this option highlighted to run and test. Okay, so this was about AWS Glue, and we just talk about connection here. So just a brief, suppose you are using Redshift, okay, and then you have to create a connection here to connect with Redshift automatically. Okay, you'll get your connection here. You can create a custom connector. Okay, custom connector, you have to provide the host and database, every details, username, password. Okay, you have to provide here and create the connection. Then you have to connection use that connection in ETL job. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you guys understood